All right. So, peace and love to everybody. Akachi Ra coming at you with a video, a night video. I was just reading, still reading, and got nothing to do right now. I was just reading my book, and right here, and in this book, it has, hold up, there we go. In this book, it has talk about the mountain and spirits of the mountains. And funny thing about it is, it was talking about how the gods are on a mountain, and they themselves look down, and because they're the ascended ones, and they're the spirits of the mountains, and they are the rulers of earth. That's why, when the scripture was saying you have principalities and different places and princes of different nations, these spirits that sits on top of the highest mountains. That's why mountains are always a thing that's spoken of in the scriptures and Quran and different mythologies. And in here it speaks about that too, about the mountains. And right here. So I'm going to read this, and I'm going to go back to my post I made. And this is my post I made. Notice right here is the mountain and the 333 and, the ascended masters. Because here you have different cultures, different beliefs, and all of them, sits on top of a high structure. A pyramid is also a form of a mountain. So you have Thoth and Isis, and then you have the rainbow dragon, which is Aborigines, and also rainbow dragon is mentioned in this book as well. I speak about the rainbow dragon in my other book. I made a video about the primordial dragon and the surface of wisdom. So you have Hindu here, Buddha. Yeah, this is the Christ figure. Somewhere you should have Saint Germain. Saint Germain's right here. This is Tao, the symbol. Not sure the name. This may be Mother Mary Magdalene, probably. I'm not sure. Yeah, that's Mary Magdalene right here next to Jesus, because this represents the male and the female. Everyone's connected into the Godhood, basically the all-in-one. This is the all-in-one. You got the Yahweh name here. Basically, what it's trying to say is all these ascended masters represents the all-in-one. So, but they all sit on top of a high mountain or structure. These Hindus, spirits, also sits on high structures and mountains. Now, I brought that out on this. I mentioned that here, all these different mountains they sit on top of. And in this book, it speaks about that too. So, and the 333 is the spiritual number. So, if you go to Matthew 333, the funny thing is, if you shorten this out, to shorten Matthew out is MT. So, let me show you that here. See? So it's MT. So you look at the MT for Matthew, and like 11, what is it? Hold on. Kingdom of heaven like yeast. Okay. Heaven is like yeast. Let me see. Alright, there we go. So, notice the MT. MT is short for mountain. Then you got 1333. You got the 333, which is the angelic number for the ascended ones, the masters. So the parable that, the Christ, Jesus figure, can't think of the word. Yeah. What's the word? Jesus, hold on. Trying to get my thoughts together. Wow, I can't even think right now. Okay, so anyway, what he was trying to say was, he told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed into 3 measures of flour until it's all leavened. So, let's take a look here on my page. And let's go all the way up. Okay, here we go. And you'll notice this picture right here of the mountain being risen. And you have layers of this mountain. Kind of like what the spiritual realm is. It got layers to them. So, you have, this is what I took from 1 Kings 6:8. This is talking about Solomon Temple, but here's the example of what Solomon Temple meant. The door for the middle chamber was in the right side of the house, and they went up with winding stairs into the middle chamber, and out of the middle into the third. So that's 1 Kings 6:8. So you see here, this is a mountain, and it's a winding mountain, and you go out the chamber here and keep going up. Then you go out another chamber, you keep going up until you reach the top. That represents a high mountain for the enlightened ones. And for King Solomon, he was saying he represents the enlightened ones. Because that's what the temple represents. Just like in the, right here I wrote, in the pre-Golden Age, you had Lemurians and Atlantis, and you also have Egypt. You have these places that were enlightened, and these stories of enlightenment, and so they built structures like this, high structures. And you also have these in Hindu, high structures representing a mountain of enlightenment, of the enlightened ones. So this is what this picture means. If you ever go on my page, you see this. If you go on my page and see this, this is what that means. This is the mountain of the enlightened ones, and this represents the underworld. And here's Eden, the Miru. So I have this picture here. So most people who don't know, this represents Miru. Here's the gateway out of the firmament. This also represents the whole thing with Radgard. And you have that rainbow bridge. And this is how you get out the portal into other dimensions. So Miru, or Eden, this is all Eden. The golden age, the golden nations, the Garden of Eden, the Miru, all of that places. But this is a mountain. This is what that is, a mountain. And this is right here, you have the gods and stuff. So Anki, Enlil, Ishtar. Also, I have the book on them. I'm going to have to break them down later. But I do have the book on them. Right here. The Lost Book of Anki. So, I could bring that up now. The Lost Book of Anki is right here. I have it all. I was looking up Tiamat, because I was going to make another video about her. Tiamat, and because she represents how humanity was made. Because from her, they had the Murdoch slave Tiamat, but use her essence to create life. So that's where you got the whole woman being in the creation of humanity through this story, through Tiamat and Murdoch. So they got this whole story here. I'm going to break this down later because, it's going to take another long video. But basically what I'm showing you is that I got all the books. But basically I am showing you about the mountains and how all of these enlightened ones are held up high. So the mountains were always seen as the heaven realm, the places where it's hard to reach. But in our day and age, you know, we have airplanes and we have these UAVs and stuff that can reach up high. But in ancient times, they didn't have all that, so they used the mountains as the places of the heavenly realms. So that's how it was seen. And also, I have Ayanani, however you say her name. I just type it in. That's why I'm doing this live on my computer, so I don't have to butcher names. So, let me see. If I can type it in. Queen of Heaven, basically. She's also related to Enlil and Anki. And I have the book. I have this book right here. Inanna, Queen of Heaven. I have it on my computer. But there's a family tree that connects them. So that's something else I need to bring out too. But they all connected, and different stories about the feminine aspect of creation. So you have all these different stories about the feminine aspects of creation. So it's like, you know, if I say Mama Yamaya, the primordial waters is from her. You can say it's from Tiamat, but it's all the same. You can talk about her. You can talk about Sophia or Lilith, but it's all the same. You know, it all connects. So, but basically, let me run this back to what I'm talking about here. So, let me just hit y'all up with this book. Alright, so. Alright. So, from here, from this book, it got a lot of stuff too. I'm going to talk about, this is the part where it's showing, if you can see it. Let's see. Well, alright. So it talks, let me see if you can get that real good. So yeah, so it said the mountains have universally been considered the, let's see if you can see that, the abode of the divine, their highest peak, often, I'm just going to read it to you. I'm just trying to show you what the book says. But mountains have universally been considered the abode of the divine, their highest peaks, often concealed in the midst of clouds, sacred sites of revelation, to which only the holy may ascend. So you got Mount Sinai. Mount Sinai is the moon, represents the moon god. And I'll show you that real fast. I was trying to pull some up here, but I just want to go ahead and do it live. Well, I consider this live because I make it. So, you know, I can go live, but it's a little bit late. I know no one's not going to be watching, but Mount Sinai, Saudi Arabia. There you go. For those Hebrew Israelites that want to keep saying Esau's not Ishmael, or, you know, Esau's not them. Esau's the white man. No, Mount Sinai is in Saudi Arabia. That's where Islam is at. So they're the Esau's if you really want to get into all that. I mean, don't take a rocket science. That's all you have to do. Mount Sinai, Saudi Arabia. Bam. There you go. No need to argue. But anyway, that's not what this is about. So you got Mount Sinai, which is the moon god. You can type that in. It'll show you it's the moon god. Mount Sinai, moon god. Bam. There you go. I tell people Mount Sinai is a moon god, they'd be denying me. All you have to do is type it in. And you get the the images of the moon god. Oh. And what else you got here in this book? You have Mount Olympus. I spoke about Mount Olympus. This is another place where the gods rested, the ascended ones. You know what Mount Olympus is all about. You got Mount Fuji. You have Mount Ararat. You have the 5 sacred mountains of China, which I spoke about that also. But let me pull this up. Yeah, there you go. 5 sacred mountains of China, and the gods that, let's see. There you go, the sun gods. Automatically, you already know what I'm talking about, because here we go. 5 elements, cosmic deities. You got the dragon gods and the planets associated to the 5 sacred mountains. You got the god of the earth and the year as the central of the cosmos, and the 4 gods of the directions and the seasons. See? So you got all these gods on top of these mountains. So that's what this whole thing is about right here. The 333, the ascended masters, the ones who's on top of the mountains, who on top, looking down, coming down with the knowledge. Same thing like I said with Mount Olympus. You got Hermes, which is just another form of King Thoth. Not King Thoth, I mean Lord Thoth. So Lord Thoth is just a reincarnation of Hermes. You know, they got these same deities with different names, but they're just ascended masters that came down with this knowledge. So, what else you got here on this book? It says you have Mount Meru, and I was talking about Mount Meru a little bit earlier. So, with that, let me see if Mount Meru is in this book. This is the Law's Book of Anki. So, let me see if I type in Meru. Let's see. Yeah, they don't got Meru in here. Okay. I'm surprised I don't got Meru in this book. I'm still reading through this book. I got so many books to read through, so I just use most of these books for references. But this is the Lost Book of Anki. Let's see. Oh, while I got this pulled up, basically, Anki, they came through spaceships. So that's another way to say. The ones who are, what am I trying to say? Ascended. The ascended ones, the spaceships. That's another way to say it. So for them, they came from another planet, Nibiru. So that's another form of saying, the ascended ones, because they're on another planet or another place. Yeah. All right, let's see, spaceship. Boom. Okay, so I type in spaceship. You can see Anzu talks about Enlil, pilot by Anzu carries 50 warriors, overcoming this 3rd tablet. Like I said, I'm not sure where a lot of this stuff is in the book yet. I have to read through some of this. I read mostly of this. Like I said, it's useful for reference purposes. But here is the part where, I know I'm kind of jumping off subject, but where the forbidden nuclear weapons were spoke about, where how humanity was wiped out by specialized foreign weapons goes into the whole conspiracy theory about how the UFOs, they still fly around, or IFOs, whatever you want to call it. And they, you have these different enlightened beings coming down on Earth, speaking to the government, trying to settle deals. The enlightened ones are trying to stop the government from using these nuclear weapons because it will set off destruction and kill off humanity. But then you got the lower beings that trying to get these weapons set off so they can take over the planet, because these nuclear weapons can do a terraforming on Earth where they can breathe and live. So you got a whole bunch of stuff like that. If you want to get into that, you can look it up on Facebook and get into all that. But that is mentioned in this book. And then, once those nuclear weapons went off the first time, you got the whole story with the head fish man under the water. So all that's in this book. But basically what I'm saying is, these Enlil and Anki, they came from spaceships. And similar to the Dogen, I have that book too. Matter of fact, whoa, let me do that. Let me see if I pull that up. Let me push pause and I'll bring those up. Alright, so here we go. So I have all these different books. I got more books. I gotta re-download them or find out what happened to them. But I gotta also read this Epic Gilgamesh. But yeah, here you go. The Sacred Symbols of the Dogen. And if you open this up, the Dogens were also visited by... Oh. Okay. I thought computer froze. But Dogens were also visited by... what were they? UFOs. Yeah, Dogens was also visited by UFOs as well. And they recorded it on stones. So we always have these ascended masters coming from the sky, coming from mountains, with a knowledge that benefits mankind. And it's really funny how the Dogens had all this information about the solar system correctly before we even had all this technology. Which technology that we have is old anyway, compared to, because there's all this technology already been around. It just came to us. It's taking very slow pulling up. I'm just waiting for it. So 881 pages. I really just want to show you the front cover. I should have just looked up the front cover on the internet. But I just showing you, I got all these different books. I got so many different books. I just use them for research purposes. Yeah, it's taking so long. It's taking forever. Yeah, I should have just loaded it. Okay. Let me see if I can lower this down. But anyway, while I lower this up, let me go ahead and continue reading from this book. So you have, okay, so all of these places and all of these contacts are from the other world. They call it the other world, or the other plane of existence, because it's above us, and it's always spirit. It is a spirit imbued territory, and that holds great danger, and is forbidden to mere mortals. So mere mortals must gain special permission to gain the higher access to these higher planes, which is also you can count that as actual projection. Man, this thing takes forever. I try to keep these things loaded up because I know it takes a while to load. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's already loaded. Oh, okay. The first page is Okay, let's see something here. Okay, so the first page is empty. Never mind. I know my computer's faster than that. Alright, so sacred symbols of the Dogen, and these are the Dogons. This is the book I also have that I need to read through, but I only have just me doing this stuff. But there you go. They also was visited by higher beings. So, yeah. And there's the Queen of Heaven. Got that book too. I got to read through that. It's Emerald Tablets. Now the Emerald Tablets is another. This is from Thoth, and Thoth is from you know who Thoth is. But the Emerald Tablets is his, and he placed these Emerald Tablets on top of the Great Pyramid. And this is the whole book of Thoth and his Emerald Tablets that he wrote as beacons of hope and knowledge for humanity. He made these tablets in Atlantis with the drillers, and the drillers are the lions, and the drillers are right here in this book mentioned. Let me pull myself up. Alright. So the drillers is this right here. They're the lions. Now you may notice the book, that movie, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Chronicles of Narnia, something like that. I know I butcher names a lot, so that movie also had a lion who spoke great knowledge. So that was a driller. This is the drillers. They hold the knowledge. Notice the air UFO and the pyramid. They hold higher knowledge. So in this book, let's talk about the drillers and the higher knowledge. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and read to you. I want to read to you some things that was in this book right here. All right, and I got it highlighted where it talk about Thoth. All right, you can probably see that too. Thoth said in his Emerald Tablets, and I'm going to read about that right here. You see, Thoth is mentioned in this book. And yeah, so here it is right here. It says Thoth placed secret records of his 12 Emerald Tablets in the pyramids. It said later during the chaotic reign of King Horemheb. Yep, I butchered his name too. If you know anything about Egypt, you know what I'm talking about. King Horemheb. He reigned in 1346, 1322 BC. These tablets were removed and were sent to the Maya priests of Central America, who placed them beneath the altar of one of their great temples of the sun god. So you notice how all these how all of these just like Moses, he had the iron, he had these tablets of clay tablets that he read from. So did Thoth. You know, you always have these different people with these higher knowledge with these tablets that goes around and talk about knowledge. And that's what Moses represents as well, going up on the mountain and seeing a fiery bush, which is him acquiring the knowledge. Same thing with Thoth. He went to Atlantis, into the temple of the drillers, and he acquired the knowledge, and he came out with tablets, and he went around and taught man. That's in his book. So Then later on, he placed these tablets on top of the Great Pyramid, which Thoth built the Great Pyramid. And then, like I said, down here, a little bit of history during the chaotic reign of King Harold-Pep. Those tablets were removed, and given to the Mayans. And of course, the Mayans went underground underneath the Hollow Earth, because they basically, actually, I read a little story about the Mayans that they transmutated into the Hollow Earth because they became so enlightened, all of their people, that they transmutated inside the Hollow Earth. So that's something else you could look into. But like I said, everyone given this knowledge from the higher beings, and they become themselves enlightened. So all this stuff is what the 333 means, and the whole high mountain means, the high mountains. So, and then he talks about Thoth. Let's see here. Oh yeah, I gotta read this. Let me just show you. Because I have to show you. Yeah, this is the whole Emerald Tablets. And I did quote some of the Emerald Tablets on my page already. If you want to look for it, you can just go to search and type in Emerald Tablets. You can see a list full of Emerald Tablets stuff I spoke about, but it's all there. Spaceborne, I love this one. This is one of my favorite chapters. This whole book is very good to read. You got a lot of enlightenment. Great stuff to ponder about too. If you just want a book of higher thinking, it got a lot of stuff into it. Oh man. All right. So, but I want to show you something about the enlightened ones. What they always carry staffs. Moses carry a staff. Adam carry a staff. Everyone carries staffs. And everyone carry a certain type of staff. Let me show you what they carry. Now, this is going to be pretty good. All these enlightened people with the knowledge. This is what they had. Let's see. Okay. Let's start with Hermes. There you go. I said staff for Hermes. Now that pulls up. It's funny, huh? Now, let me pull up the staff of Moses. There you go. Another thing, another snake, more snakes. Snakes. And of course, I gotta show this picture of this guy. But snakes. There you go. The Kundalini, the serpent. What's her name? I got it in this book. Yeah, in this book it also talks about and this right here, you can see it down here in the video I have. Secret Place of Alliance. It talks about all these people with these staffs, the enlightened ones that comes from these high mountains, these high places. Mercury, the messenger of gods. Thoth, the scribe of the gods. Apollo, god of lights. You have that's all they mention in this book. Well, right there, they got more, but you have the first visitors. Well, this book's talking about the first visitors of Earth, whatever. Was named Mark. which is my name, which is funny because I can get into all my little dreams and stuff. But anyway, you can't mark. What else we have here? Oh, and let's look at another staff. So, the staff of Moses. Let's look at the staff of Aaron. Let's see what they do here. What's this? There you go. So, staff of Aaron, staff of Moses, the snake. No, the serpent. Serpents of wisdom. The serpents of wisdom. This is what I got. Serpents of wisdom. So all these people with the knowledge that acquired the knowledge became the serpents of wisdom from the higher planes. So there it is right there. Got the egg, got the snake. I know I'm gonna make this video a little bit long too, but this is gonna go on my YouTube page. And let's see. Oh, here you go. Some more evidence in this book right here. You got these pictures. Serpent people. Serpent people. They always call people with knowledge serpents. That's why, in the Bible it says, the Garden of Eden, you got that snake represents these people, the people who had the knowledge, the serpents, and of course you always have the female being the protagonist of the creation, or being somewhat the bad guy, but not in a bad actual sense. That's why I spoke about the Tiamat story. She was the dragon that tries to devour Murdoch, but Murdoch defeated her. Well, that's why you got the whole woman, the Babylon whore thing. So, it's because the mother is the creation. So, and the wisdom. That's where it comes from. That's where it comes from. Alright. But these ascended masters come from these mountaintops. Hindu gods. You got the mountain. You got this mountain here. Kalasha. Vishnu. Andhra. All these mountains of these ascended masters when they come down. And that's the number for them, 333. Like I was showing you in the scriptures right here. Matthew. It's funny when you type in Matthew 13:33, it shows up as MT, it's mountain. So there you go. It's a mountain. So all these people with this knowledge coming down from the mountain, or the high peak, or the highest peak of the involved mind. So, alright. So yeah, I just wanted to show you this. And let me type in also Mount Everest, because Mount Everest is considered the highest mountain. And everything really relates back to Mount Everest because it's the highest mountain. Top of the world. See, Mount Everest, top of the world. You basically seen the top. You've seen everything when you go on Mount Everest. This is the place where Jesus, in the Satan story, was at. He went to the tallest mountain, Mount Everest. Basically, Mount Everest is always spoken about. And matter of fact, let me make sure I say this while I'm doing this video. Look at everything. Look at what you see when you're on top of this mountain. See nothing but clouds. off this Mount Everest. Yeah. Look, yeah, you look at all these clouds you see. So that's the whole thing with, you know, the gods on around the clouds. You know, that's why you got the whole Zeus, you know, the lightning bolts, because the clouds touch on top of the mountains. And yep. So let me also say this: that Mount Yahweh. Let me see Yahweh. Volcano. God. Mount Yahweh. Alright, so Yahweh, volcano god. Why was he a volcano? Why is he looked at as a volcano god? Well, because if you look at different stories in the Old Testament, it always, like, different cities were destroyed by sulfur and fire. It always speaks about fire. Talk about destruction of the earth and being fire, you know. So that's why when Moses went on top of the mountain, he saw a bush on fire. He was talking about the, you know, the volcano. So, but basically what I'm saying is all these different books of mythologies and religious beliefs always had their gods on top of mountains, because the mountains represents the heavens, the kingdoms, the places that you can't reach or touch. It's symbolic. So that's why, you know, you go on Brazil, you got that whole Jesus piece on top of that mountain. Brazil Jesus statue, Brazil mountain. There you go. Same thing. And you can see this whole piece all over any place in the city. It's like the main point of view, no matter where you are. So that's what it represents, you know. It's all symbolic about the ascended ones. All right. I think I hit this pretty good. So I just want to make a video about this. And I made a video. If you have not seen it, search for me. This is part 1, but this is going to be part 2, because it's going to be a lot longer in depth. So before I let me see here. In this video, once again, I'm going to show something else to show you what these staffs are. These staffs are from the Ascended Masters. Always got something dealing with a snake. Well, let's see. Yeah, this time to show me. But yeah, snakes. So, serpents of wisdom. The Garden of Eden represents the tree of knowledge. Represents a snake. There you go. Tree of knowledge, a snake. Once again, you got the idea. And the Garden of Eden is right here. The sacred place of the knowledge of the golden age, where people were enlightened by knowledge. So these are the Garden of Edens. You know, it depends on the story you read, depends on the mythology you read, what the Garden of Eden means. So, but it really all means about the places where the knowledge came from. And man corrupted that knowledge, and they became evil with the knowledge that they gained. So that's where you got this whole story about Enlil trying to destroy everyone, but Enki trying to save one. So you got the whole, this is Jesus, this is Satan type of thing, or Yahweh or Jesus, depending on if you read the good Gnostics. the Gnostics' Yaldabaoth is the blind god, and the son of Sophia tries to save everybody. But that's basically it. Top of the mountain. You got the whole gateway. Matter of fact, Flat Earth, Asgard. Here we go. So you got the whole Flat Earth thing, Asgard, and you got the highest peak of the mountain where the gods were, right in the middle. Here's your star bridge. There's the bridge right here where you could go travel to different dimensions. It's shown all the time, and if you look at the Marvel movie Thor, because they're based off of the mythologies of the Nords of what? Hold on, I can't even think right now. I want to make sure I say this. Oh, Thor. I think for Polynesian. I know what I do. I forgot I got this. Norse. There we go. Got the Norse. Got King Asgard, the one-eyed king. Remember what I said? One-eyed king in the land of the blind. A one-eyed king is power. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed king is in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. That's the whole thing you get with Asgard. And that's the whole thing you get with the whole celebrities covering up their one eye, because they ascended humanity. They ascended over humanity. They became like basically gods of humans, because people worship these celebrities like gods. So that's the whole thing. It's why they get their big mansions, because big mansions is symbolic to living in the sky, living up high, living the high life. That's what they call living the high life. That's why, that's why Asgard is a one-eyed king, and you get these different celebrities covering their one eye. So you get these different celebrities, they're covering up their one eye. So in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king, because they live like kings on their high mountains and they're on their mansions, because they ascended over humanity. They're the Illuminati, basically, and this all symbolizes like demigods. Demigods were also seen as celebrities in different mythologies, like Hercules. He was seen as a celebrity, and different little demigods. So basically all of this represents the ascended ones. So all of this represents the same thing. So, alright. So there we go. Cool. So I had fun doing this video. I'm going to stop it here because I'm about to hit 50 minutes in this video. But I just put a lot of information on this video. Hopefully you liked it and enjoyed it, and actually will leave a comment and like it and share it. And also, once I do start uploading my videos to YouTube, please do share and subscribe. Alright? So, once again, this is Akachi Ra, and I just want to show this. Yeah, this is a good example too. It's got the tree, and you got the high area, and you know, rainbow bridge. You got different dimensions. So, all right. All right. So I'm going to about to end this video, but thank you for watching. Peace and love, and Akachi Ra signing off.